Okay, let's get into this. We've got some interesting reports about a pretty big mobile and internet outage in Moscow. This was back on May 5th.
Right, and what really makes it stand out is the timing. It happened right during rehearsals for the Victory Day parade.
Exactly.
Oh,
So sources like the Moscow Times picked up on it, and we also
okay.
saw data from Down Detector and sboy.rf.
Yeah, both those monitoring sites showed a big spike in complaints from users right around that time, so it definitely happened.
So our mission today is, well, to unpack this. What actually went down, why might it have happened, and maybe what the bigger implications are.
Let's start with the what. It kicked off around 11 a.m. Moscow time, May 5th.
Right in the morning. And it wasn't just Moscow City, but the surrounding region too.
That's the report, yeah. And it hit like all the major players. We're talking MTS, Megaphone.
Beeline, Yoda, Svermobile, even T2. Wow, that's basically everyone.
Pretty much the whole network landscape there, a very broad impact.
And it wasn't just, slow internet. People
Mhm.
couldn't use messaging apps either.
That's right. Reports mentioned issues with Telegram and WhatsApp specifically, which, people use for everything these days.
Yeah. That really hits home how disruptive it must have been.
Yeah.
Did we get any official word on why?
Well, yes, there was an SMS alert sent out by the Russian Emergency Situations Ministry.
Oh, really? What did it say?
It basically warned Moscow residents about temporary internet restrictions. They cited holiday event security measures.
Ah, okay. So linking it directly to the Victory Day rehearsals, specifically the air show part, I think.
Yes, that was mentioned.
Yeah.
So, an official acknowledgement that it was, deliberate, not just a technical fault.
Interesting. And what about the companies themselves? Did say Beeline comment?
They did. Their press office put out a statement mentioning the outage was due to reasons beyond the operator's control.
Hmm. Beyond their control. That's kind of vague, isn't it?
It is, and they actually suggest people use Wi-Fi instead, which
Right.
again,
Well,
doesn't sound like your standard network issue.
right. If it was just about securing airspace for the planes, why take down mobile internet for potentially millions across multiple providers? Seems like a big step.
And that's where the context becomes really important because this isn't the first time something like this has happened.
You mean these kinds of blackouts during big state events?
Exactly. There seems to be a growing trend. We've seen similar disruptions reported during, say, major speeches by President Putin, other military parades, and even during protest crackdowns.
Right, I remember hearing about those instances. So it forms a pattern, potentially.
It does raise questions. Civil society groups and free speech advocates have definitely flagged this.
What's their main concern?
Their criticism is that the Kremlin might be using these, let's call them preemptive digital blackouts, as a tool.
A tool for what? Beyond just security for an airshow.
Well, potentially as a form of crowd control or, information suppression, making it harder for people to communicate or share information in real time during sensitive periods.
I see. So disrupting coordination or the spread of independent reporting, perhaps.
That's the concern they're raising, yeah. It impacts how people can connect and share what's happening on the ground.
Okay, so let's recap the main points here. We had a major mobile and internet blackout in Moscow on May 5th.
Happened during Victory Day parade rehearsals, affected lots of providers.
The official reason given was security measures for the event.
Right, but it fits into this wider pattern of communication disruptions during significant state events in Russia.
Which has led to concerns from activists about, well, information control.
Exactly. It paints a complex picture.
It really does. And maybe that leaves us and you listening with something to think about. This balance between stated security needs and the public's basic ability to communicate and access information.
Yeah, when communication networks that are so fundamental to modern life can be switched off, even temporarily,
Yeah.
what are the long-term consequences?
What does that mean for transparency, for open communication, especially when weighed against national security arguments? It's definitely something to mull over.